Broadcasting live from the backstretch at Saratoga, this is the Handicappers Report. Brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com, the premier online wagering site in New York State. CapitalOTBBet.com. Sign up today. And the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany. Make it to the Clubhouse Racebook.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Handicappers Report, coming to you live on the backstretch of Saratoga Race Course. Alongside Seth Merrow, I'm Anthony Mormino, and to play the broken record again, not only perhaps it is glorious, it may be perhaps the most glorious of them all.
As I was driving in this morning, the dashboard thermometer said a gorgeous 68 degrees, and it's super comfortable, super sunny. Beautiful morning here in Saratoga. Yeah, I got stopped by about a contingent of about 10 Linda Rice runners that all looked on their toes as they came over from the barns across the street and went into the Clare Court area. It looked like about half of them were going to circle Clare Court, and it looked like the other half were probably headed over to the main track.
If it was 2 mouse clicks away, I'd like to know how many horses she has here. Because earlier in the morning, she had about 8 or 10 go past me in those bright fluorescent lime green shirts that our folks just saw one go by. So perfect timing. What great production. But, I mean, I don't know how many holes back there, 60, 80, because she has a ton of horses. But Friday afternoon before the Christophe Clement, and it's a perfect day. I mean, this is a light breeze, or as Tom Dirk would say, a light zephyr. I'd say the dew point was probably about 53 degrees this morning. It feels as little humidity as you could possibly expect. And
very comfortable.
It doesn't get much better than this as we are in the middle of August.
Yeah, it is definitely the old Chamber of Commerce day, leading into a nice day of racing this afternoon. What the Smart and Fancy is the stake today, as you say, the Clement tomorrow and the Galway as well.
Now, what's even odder is today would be Travers Eve a long time ago. I mean, that's how the calendar fell this year. Would have been like one of the early dates for the races, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, no, we still have
2 weeks away.
Yeah, a little ways to go there. Yesterday, it played out a little bit chalky. Well, it was kind of chalky 2 days ago, and it continued yesterday with the pick six payout. I have a mosquito that is.
Did Mr. Miyagi get him?
I think I did get
without
him.
The chopsticks.
I think I did get him. 5 favorites won yesterday, but the pick six paid $658, indicating that it was very. I'm just looking down the list. I don't know if there was a double-digit payout during the day. There wasn't.
I mean, you think that's? I mean,
oh my God,
the anxiety over the 3 hours. I mean, you think a $4 ticket had it?
It was certainly possible. Yeah. No, you could have put together a very small ticket and hit it yesterday.
I should have said I forgot it's $1. I don't play it. You think a $2 ticket had it? 5 singles and a double.
That's possible too.
Because to me, like I'm being somewhat humorous or something, because it seems to me you would need like somewhere in the neighborhood of about a $24 ticket, and that just doesn't. 15-1 doesn't seem like a return on a 6 winners in a row that I'd be seeking.
I get what you're saying, but I think a lot of people, if they put in 24 and walked away with 658, would be happy at the end of the day. I would be. But okay. I get what you're saying. You know, you could just shoot for another. But yesterday you couldn't have. So yeah, like I said, for me, I mean, it's just, that's not what I'm hoping for. Certainly, when you put in a ticket.
Well, wait a second. If you put in a $4 ticket, that is what you're hoping for.
Well, if you're $4, 24,
you're hoping for a little bit. But I wonder how on the 24 they're probably still inside. I would love to see a lot of the machinations of the payouts. You know, because I think it'd be interesting. Like if you switch just one of the races, does it balloon up to 1,200? just with one small, like kicking out a favorite with like a 4-1 shot.
I think in the pick 6, yes, because I think in the pick 5, if you get past 1, in the pick 5, it starts to balloon up. Pick 4, a little bit. Pick 3, maybe not so much. Pick 3, you get a 3 to 5 shot in there, and it's going to be tough to balloon it up, even with some crazy prices.
Well, that was the whole idea with the $2 minimum for the pick 6, the lack of bases being covered. That's from one end of the telescope, that's what you're looking for. I don't want these, and that's what I've talked about with fractional wagering and the super. For me, it's like people are all over the board instead of having to pare down their tickets, leaving some bases uncovered, and there you come in, and there you go. $6.58. What did pick 5 pay?
Pick 5 paid $192. That's a 50-cent wager. But yeah, the pick 5. So the pick 5, you had $7, $7, $3.20, $6.86. And once again, on the recap, they don't have the price on the final, but that was a favorite as well.
They just run out of energy.
I'm guessing it wasn't more than $4. It was the favorite criteria. So again, it was a day where the highest price was $7.64.
Yeah. Not a good day for yours truly.
I also took a little.
Obviously, you didn't call in David Aragona so he could set the price.
I took a little haircut on the dark horse play.
But he said a 50% haircut. I thought he said.
And now I'm thinking it probably wasn't. I was thinking it was 9-2. I think it was 7-2 on the morning line, maybe, which was for dark horse. But I said when I did it yesterday, it just didn't really see anything. So 7-2 on the morning line paid $5.22 as the favorite and opened at a short price. So immediately,
for those who don't get the joke, David Aragona tweeted out that he'd like Seth to call in to him personally the play of the day so he could set a better morning line.
I had tweeted there was like 4 winners that I had that took a price cut, and I said, man, I really respect his morning line. And I'm not thinking they're playing it because of watching the show, but I was getting a haircut, and he said, let me know, and I'll adjust the price. That was very good. It was also I ran into Harold Lerner over at the sale.
Yes.
And he mentioned a bunch of horses he had over the next few days. And it was a nice day for Ken McPeak and Harold Lerner. I ran into him after Midnight Concerto, which was one of his. And I'd seen him earlier in the day, and he said he really liked that one. And I saw him after he won with Mo the Merrier. So he won with 2 on the day up here. But I was sitting back here doing some work and had the OTV channel on, and they won at Colonial as well. And so
fish in a barrel.
Harold was very happy with the day, understandably. As a trainer, you wind up with 2 at Saratoga, 1 out of town. It was a nice day for the team there. But Midnight Concerto, was one of the bunch and was the dark horse play of the day. Also the DePaula play of the day. So Steve Bick picked up some money for the team there as well.
Good job. And we still have, I think today will be the last day with the Irad Ortiz named jockey.
Oh yeah,
I think
that's got
looking
be,
at
that's got to be.
If I remember correctly, Saturday and Sundays. I think that you won't have that, but I think this will be the final day where you'll have. And I know Jose picked up at least one Irad Mount winner yesterday.
Yeah. And then the day before, it was at least 2. I think it was 3.
What will it be like at the Thanksgiving Day dinner?
Thanksgiving Day.
Jose,
probably, I'm guessing they probably get together while they're up here. And so, that would. But I suppose
he'll take the check.
Yeah, I suppose if you're on the sidelines, you're happy your brother picked it up, probably.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. And what's funny is, and I don't have an Eclipse vote, but I have to say that I don't know in my lifetime how many times I got in the middle of August. I think the Eclipse Award for Jockey is wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
I see, especially the way racing is done today with so few big days left before the big weekend, that I don't think anybody can supplant Jose Ortiz. I would almost, I can't imagine the type of run that somebody would have to have. I mean, they would literally have to, I don't know.
We're at the, midpoint. Mill will be on the midpoint here. He's 10 ahead.
Of this meet. Yeah, I was thinking, I thought you were taking like a big picture. He's so far ahead in the races he's on his resume won this year that I mean, I couldn't, even if somebody won like 5 on Breeders' Cup weekend, it just wouldn't take over this long stretch of greatness he's had. And I don't think I can remember thinking that like ever with a jockey that it's just over. But I think he's getting another one for the mantle.
Also,
do you have an Eclipse Award vote?
Yes.
Okay.
For being a member of the NTWA via the National Turf Riders, you get an Eclipse.
There are no turf riders.
No.
It's a small group.
Fewer and fewer. We're into Gary West.
Is that the broadcasters group or something?
Yeah, National Turf Riders and broadcasters.
Okay.
They had added broadcasters, I don't know, 10 years ago or whatever. But yeah, through that organization, I do get a vote. Other news yesterday on the across the street side of things, the Hambletonian moves to Hoosier, which there was some consternation there, and there was some consternation in that a lot of people, given the way New Jersey racing is put together currently and subsidies from the state, they're worried that things may not turn out well in New Jersey with the Hambletonian moving out of town after having been at the Meadowlands for a couple of decades, I guess.
Do you remember where it was before?
Was it at Goshen? What was the big race at Goshen?
I don't, but I think if you ask me, I think I could get it right within 1 or 2 years. It's been at the Meadowlands. I would say 82. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I could spell it correctly. DuQuoin, Illinois.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think my senior of high school, 81, might have been the last time that it was run in DuQuoin, Illinois. So going back to the Midwest, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Is harness racing? Well, we had the Little Brown. Is harness racing big in the Midwest or bigger?
Well, Northfield's big. Hoosier has become big. Gabe Pruitt's out there and doing a great job out there. So
because that's what now years ago Hoosier used to be thoroughbreds, right? They used to run the Indiana Derby there, right? And they made some type of decision. They moved all the thoroughbred racing to Horseshoe, Indiana, and they made Hoosier an exclusive standardbred racetrack. So they're going to get the is it like a long-term, like 10-year contract?
I
or
didn't
something?
see. I don't know what the deal is. I would imagine it's probably committed for some period.
Well,
of
you
time,
have to.
but
Yeah, you can't. They're not
I don't know.
Except,
Yeah.
but
Well, we'll see what it means for New Jersey racing.
Now is there?
And when I say New Jersey racing, the consternation seems to be, and I'm not totally plugged in on that, but not just standardbreds, but thoroughbreds as well, because the subsidies, I guess, are kind of tied in some fashion.
Is the subsidy from casinos?
Yeah, I would imagine.
And they're going to sunset, and then it's going to be a.
I'm not sure it's all casino money, but the state
they're not doing
does,
all that great with the casino money.
The
as
state
it is.
does, in some fashion, give the subsidies, but part of that is because the Hambletonian was there, the Haskell was there, so we'll see.
All right, well, we will definitely see. It's not your grandfather's Monmouth Park. I don't follow harness racing, but I mean Monmouth Park. I mean, and I'm not talking the dark ages. I'm talking like the late '80s. Monmouth was a great second summer track east of the Mississippi. So that's it.
Let me hit you with the promos and events here at Capital OTB today down at the Clubhouse Racebook Players Bankroll. Go down, put your name in the hat. If you get selected for the team, you get a race, you get a little bit of money, and you get to play for that race. And all the winnings for the team are split up at the end of the day. And Players Bankroll has been productive at various points through the summer. So if you want to stop down this afternoon, that is available. Tomorrow, don't forget Bounty Bet. Play your late pick 5. Just play with your Capital OTB bet account. You're in for a shot at the bounty. That's every Saturday up here at Saratoga. Bounty Bet with the late pick 5 at Saratoga. King of the Hill takes place Saturday down at the Clubhouse Racebook. There's a nice chunk of change available there as well. So swing down, take your shot. King of the Hill contest on Saturday, 711 Central Avenue in Albany. Same spot for the $100 win-a-bet on Sunday. So again, throughout the Saratoga season, every day something fun happening at the Clubhouse Racebook, where you can go watch all the racing action, sports action on the sports screens, Catch a little lunch at Black Bear as well. Also coming up on Sunday, I do have the Pick 3 bankroll. We'll be playing on behalf of the team, which has already been selected, but hope to knock it out of the park there. That'll be a little extra fun to tune in for on Sunday as well. And again, you can catch up with the promos and events, capitalotb.com, and click on that promotions link at the top of the page.
I've never been an exhibition football watcher. So this is, we've been in this window where, well, especially for us, it's horse racing and baseball. I know you're not a baseball fan, but this is, we are nearing the end of the quiet time of sports. I'm a big golf fan. Obviously, the U.S. Amateur is big on my list, but one of the things you can always tell at sporting events, especially golf, because golf is the course. You can't at events. You can't have people parking. There's just not that many parking spots. But the U.S. Amateur, is pretty close to, and because it's not a large attendance, where I literally parked across the street from the country club, and that's really not.
Let me ask you this, because you've gone to other
Yes.
tournaments before, and I always wonder this.
Go ahead.
That to me seems, as a live sporting event, does not intrigue me much. But I will ask. So, do you go and pick a hole to stay at and watch folks go, or do you follow?
Okay. Now, take the U.S. Amateur, for example, which is the most incredible amateur event in golf, but it's only family and friends, and they follow their person. Me, I try and pick out the 3 or 5 most highly ranked amateurs to see them play, and and most golf courses, I mean, I know you don't play, but you from the antlers, the routing, everything, I'll follow a group for maybe 3 or 4 holes. And then I'll be at a place and I'll just jump over and follow some more guys for about 3 or 4 holes and move around. Now, it's funny because golf is probably the worst thing in the world in person. The major reason that I go is, and I mean I love, is the course, is to see these, magnificent courses that, I'm not probably going to get invited to play. But it's not. It's the worst, for
That's
viewing.
Okay.
Television is, people talk about, football's better. People are the opposite. For those who don't know, Seth is a Syracuse guy, but he did spend time at RPI. On the flip side, almost everybody will say hockey is better in person than on television.
That I would agree with.
Golf is really anybody that goes to a tournament, unless you're a big fan or family following it, it's really about the course and seeing it, etc. But yeah, no, it's not.
It doesn't seem
it's
like
easier to sit in the Barker Lounge with a Pepsi, and cheaper.
Yeah. Well,
Are we time for the? It's Friday, so it must be the Brooklyn Cowboy, right? For the DePaula Chevrolet Play of the Day.
The race for savings is on, and no matter what your view, there's one proven winner. The finish line for value is at the DePaula Auto Group, Chevrolet, Mazda, and Ford. At DePaula, there's more choice and more savings. Shop acres of new vehicles, along with certified pre-owned and commercial trucks. So just visit, call, or click DePaula.com. The proven winner for value. The DePaula Auto Group, Albany, Chevrolet, Mazda, and Ford. More choice and more savings. DePaula.com.
Hello, everybody. Kevin Cox, the Brooklyn Cowboy here with the Capital OTB DePaula Play of the Day from beautiful Saratoga Race Course. We'll be giving you our plays of the days on Fridays and Saturdays throughout the meet, and we'll be basing our success on a 50 to win, 30 to place, 20 to show wager for the bankroll team. And after showing a flat bet profit in the first 4 years in doing such, we try to get one for the thumb this year. Just a reminder, you can find our full complete card selections and analysis on Substack at the Brooklyn Cowboy, of course. We're filming this video the day before Thursday, which is Bijou Day here at Saratoga, where we celebrate the memory of Walter J. Bijou Cox. And who won the race that we dedicated to him that day? The daddy, of course. How could it not be? Ironically enough, Robbie Alvarado, the recently departed, rode the horse that day, who eventually went on to win the Louisiana Super Derby. Today's play of the day is going to be race 1, number 6, Who's Your Zaddy? And instinctively, we wrote down Who's Your Daddy? Gelding has ascended the buyer scale with each passing dirt deal, culminating with a lifetime best Figaro in his lone dirt route. Noda is pretty hot of late as he's on a 5-for-6 run with non-firsters at 11-1 or less, with the winners coming back $23, $16, $10, and $7 times 2. Gelding has enough early zip to get into tactical position early on and is supported by a powerful DRF formulated statistic. Over the last 60 months, the aforementioned shot caller is a perfect 6 for 6 with freshly purchased runners right here, or breaks of 24 days or less at 7-1 or beneath. 4 of those winners were double-digit payouts. So once again, our capital OTB DePaul, the play of the day from Saratoga Race Course, is in race number 1. Who's your Zaddy? Have a great day at the races, and we'll see you out there.
The race for savings is on, and no matter what your view, there's one proven winner. The finish line for value is at the DePaula Auto Group, Chevrolet, Mazda, and Ford. At DePaula, there's more choice and more savings. Shop acres of new vehicles, along with certified pre-owned and commercial trucks. So just visit, call, or click DePaula.com. The proven winner for value. The DePaula Auto Group, Albany, Chevrolet, Mazda, and Ford. More choice and more savings. DePaula.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on a glorious Friday morning trackside. 10 races today, kicking off at 1:10. 3-year-olds, optional claimers, starter allowance coming out of the Wilson Chute at the Dirt Mile.
5, 1, 6, and 3. First blessing on top for me. Was up here Belmont Stakes weekend and came out of the chute. Came out of the 3-hole that day and ran a decent little third. Followed up with a race down in New York at the end of June, and that was not quite as good. But I looked at the numbers this horse has thrown in the last 3 races, and I thought, I'll use this one. It's another one of those races where there was just nothing that was really attracting me one way or the other. But again, off the recent numbers, I'll go in this direction. Again, that finishing position was not good last time, and so you weigh that with the number, and we'll see. Tepidly in this direction, into the light in the second spot, came out of the chute middle of June in the latest race and was a good second, broke the maiden start before that. So another one that seems to be putting up some good numbers, and maybe off of those numbers and the better finishing positions, you could say better form than the top pick. So maybe the one to beat. And then who's your daddy? Who's your Zaddy in the third spot? The DePaul play of the day for Kevin Cox. Comes in off a claim for Orlando Noda, and a nice effort as well, going 1 1/8 miles here at the end of July. Noda okay off the claim, good off the claim actually, with solid numbers, and the cutback is intriguing as well. Gets the outside post coming out of the mile chute, but the outside post in the 6-horse field is not going to be an obstacle.
Not so
5,
far
1,
outside.
6, and 3. Yeah, exactly.
I'm very surprised at us, and as I look at this race, waiting my turn, I'm stick up without a gun. I mean, if you excuse the Mike Lee and the New York Derby, that allowance race, and boy, this race setup might be very positive.
Yeah.
I might have made a huge, step in a pothole type
And the
thing.
aforementioned Kenny McPeak and Harold Lerner, who
Yes,
were hot yesterday.
And Jose Ortiz. I think if you believe in such things, we've made a huge mistake here, because that's who we've been talking about. I think he's a major player, and he's not in my trifecta. I'm just mixing it up a little bit into the light. Always like JMS stable, because before we had high def, Seth, and before we had colored Santa Claus, they made it easy for trip handicappers to find their horses with that fluorescent green. I have First Blessing in second, and Who's Your Zaddy. But I have to say, I think I've made a huge gaffe, because quite frankly, if you took a yellow highlighter and eliminated the 3 stakes effort, stick up with a gun. Yeah. It's like maybe the horse to beat in here, and I don't have him on the list. 1, 5, 6 in the opener.
I agree completely there.
I think I made a mistake, folks.
I agree totally.
I think he's
a second look.
Maybe, that was a.
Second race this afternoon, restricted.
I'm almost hoping he scratches now, so I don't look that bad. Oh, my goodness.
It's one of the auction restricted races for maiden specials, 5.5 on the grass.
And just a quick note here, I think what do we have? 5 horses in the main body were on the also eligible list 2 days ago. So, You have 8 in the main body here. I am 8, 5, 6. Again, we're in the same ballpark, Seth. I mean, I know it was a shorter field than the last race, but Night Sky, as I looked at this race, Seth, it's a turf sprint. I didn't know how much turf pedigree was here. Now, turf sprinting, I think the majority of the people have, over the years of us learning and watching, have decided that it's more like a sprint than a turf race. That kind of seems how it is. But Night Sky going out for Jorge Delgado, an offspring of Mendelssohn, costs $25,000 for a $15,000 stud fee. I just really didn't know where to go in this race. And I've said many times before, when you are in that seat, as I was, don't take the chalk. For a second, Early Autumn, John Service's offspring of Violence. And for third, Southern Kiss, Mark Cassie's runner, who has the race at Ellis Park. And that's certainly something to sink your teeth in. But there's going to be a lot of people that do that. I'll take the first here, 8, 5, 6.
5, 6, 8, and 1. I did put Early Autumn on top as a firster that I think has some breeding to pay attention to. Violence, 19%. With the 2-year-old first-time starters, the Dam herself, second in debut, won the next couple of starts. There's a sibling called Desert Duke, 8th in debut, but then second, third, a couple of wins. So it was a win early type. Minute by minute, another sibling did win the career debut. So again, I thought there was something to like top and bottom with this one as far as win early. And they come in from a bullet workout down at Park. So I think this horse will be well meant in here. I'll put Early Autumn on top. Second spot, Southern Kiss. Again, comes in from that try at Ellis, which was a near miss, solid effort. Dam herself, third in debut, won the second career start. There was a sibling called Baccio, won the debut, second in the second start, then won the next 2. So won 3 out of the first 4. There was clearly some win early, and this horse kind of hinted towards that with the near miss in the debut. So very dangerous, certainly a Night Sky in the third spot. Sire, 13% with 2-year-old first-time starters. Dam won the first 2 starts of the career. Sibling called Brooklyn Rhapsody won the first 2 starts of the career. So there is plenty of win early there as well. The one White Star, there's a lot of win early there with the siblings and whatnot. I just thought that overall there was more dirt than turf with the siblings. So wouldn't argue you off of White Star at a price, but again, it looked like the turf breeding was maybe a little bit less to hang your hat on there. In the second, 5, 6, 8, and 1.
On to the third. We're going to go a mile on the inner turf, 3-year-olds and up. Optional claimers, 2X.
5, 2, 4, and 1. I'll put Intellect on top. It's Chad Brown, Michael Dubb, Mataket and Company, Irad Ortiz on board.
Probably not.
Oh, yeah. Irad Ortiz is not on board. Yeah,
this will be the last day.
This would. So again, check your scratches and changes for that. But the last couple of starts were right up here at Saratoga Belmont Stakes Week, and then July 11th. They were a couple of okay efforts, a couple of improving efforts as well. So I think is primed to run well this afternoon off of those 2. Again, right up here at Saratoga. Second spot, we'll go with Cosmic Year. Chad Brown, trainee as well for Juddmont. Manny Franco on board. Manny's having a very good meet also. Has put up a couple of solid numbers and has done it in stakes company in the last couple of starts. So moves back to the more proper non-winners of 2 optional claiming, conditional level. I think is going to fit very nicely in here. And then Maui Strong in the third spot goes out for our friends at West Point Company. Dale Roman's trainee, coming off a nice win down at Churchill to start the season. Off of that is very, very interesting in here as well. Race 3 for me, 5, 2, 4, and 1.
This could be another spot on Intellect, my second choice, where Jose gets the call.
I would, yeah.
And this is a race, just for me, as an outsider, the horizontals, to me, you take the 2 and 5 and you wrap it up. I mean, there has to be a point at which you're not trying to thread the needle. Your bankroll just says, listen, I'm taking the 2 and the 5. I'm not splitting hairs here. I'm taking the 2 and 5, and I'm going to look at other races, etc. So I just had Cosmic Year getting Lasix, third start of the year over Intellect, and I took, the rest are almost bombs except the 6. I took Frosted over first off the 50,000, but I think between Cosmic Year, the Juddmont runner, and Intellect, who I don't know if I think Jose might be in it.
Yeah.
I might go back and what I gotta go. I see how many Jose ends up getting as the substitute rider for his brother. It's probably going to be more than a handful, right? You said it was
kind of
3 one
already
day?
more than a handful,
Okay,
right?
all right, yeah, that's good. So 257 for me.
All right, we'll head to our first break. When we come back, more from this Friday card at Saratoga. So stay tuned.
For more than 4 generations, the Cerrone family have continued the 104-year tradition of delighting their local following and faithful summer crowd with the finest authentic Italian recipes. Classic Italian dishes made with the freshest ingredients, served in a home-like setting. Some things have changed over the last 104 years, but not Pinnell's commitment to the finest Italian cuisine. Pinnell's Italian Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922, 284 Jefferson Street, just minutes from the track.
It only takes one upset to make history, and now you can be part of Saratoga's long tradition at the Dark Horse Mercantile. The Dark Horse Mercantile offers a carefully curated selection of clothing, gifts, and home decor, from one-of-a-kind vintage racing memorabilia to select brands like Barber and Under Armour, as well as exclusive Dark Horse branded merchandise. So celebrate the Dark Horse in all of us at the Dark Horse Mercantile, downtown Saratoga, where the smart bet is always the Dark Horse.
Looking for the best turf racing in North America? Your starting gate is woodbine.com/USA. It's your home for everything Woodbine racing, live streaming, premium content, and exclusive offers you won't find anywhere else. Catch every stretch run, every thrilling finish, while wagering through your favorite betting platforms. Don't just follow the action, be part of it. Visit woodbine.com/USA today.
Welcome back to the Handicappers Report on this Friday morning, live from Clare Court. We'll kick back into the action with race 4, $55,000 conditional claimers going 7.
So we went to break. I think so. Maybe he'll have 12 substitute wins.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That's shattering. I haven't seen Al Stoll in a while, but I'd be very interesting. My picks are 246, and the reason I mentioned Al, not only a longtime friend, and we're just about same age and same life experience with offspring. Daiquiri sommelier is borderline oxymoron. Daiquiri, very quiet, easy, fun poolside drink, and sommelier for serious wine drinkers. You got a lot going on here, and I'd like to ask Al the name. I mean, it's just something you wouldn't put together in a sentence. Daiquiri sommelier, but drops in for a tag for Al Stoll. Last time in for a tag, broke the maiden, going 2 turns, shortens up to a 1 turn for the first time off of those races. Now, has only had 1 start since last July 18th. That was at the fairgrounds, in for a tag. There are certainly some questions, but Daiquiri sommelier, my top pick. For a second, Toga d'Oro going out for Richard Dutrow Jr., making the first start since the middle of June. A good second-place finish, racing 7/8. And for third, number 6, Jeremiah sends out this horse against winners for the first time, 2-4-6.
I went 3, 2, 4, and 1, and the 3 is my Dark Horse play of the day, brought to you by the Dark Horse Mercantile and Impressions of Saratoga. If you're headed up for the races or dinner, pop on by and say hello. You stop in both. You can browse and have some fun. I guarantee you will enjoy the visits. But the Dark Horse play today, number 3, Freaky. You look at the numbers, and why isn't this horse in the mix? Now, why is this horse in the mix? I think it's the switch from turf to dirt. You look at the dirt starts further down the page, and clearly, they're not as good. So that may be a factor. That may be a fact. But I'm looking at this as maybe the horse has just gotten better because those dirt races were kind of early in the career. And if that's the case, Ray Handel may be making a clever move here, second off the claim. They drop back down to the level of the claim where the horse, again, put in a decent number last time. and they move over to the dirt and cut back in trip. So we're cutting back. We're making a turf to dirt move, which is questionable, but Ray Handel's okay with that. Class-wise, I think we're right in the spot, and the numbers are right with this bunch. So at 12-1 on the morning line, looking at the rest of the group, I didn't see anybody that I was totally scared about. So I put that one on top, and at the price, made it the dark horse play of the day. Today's dark horse, race 4, horse number 3, Freaky. I do have Daiquiri Sommelier in the second spot. Hasn't been seen, however, since January down at the fairgrounds. But boy, a couple of those races just previously, which were last year, spring and summer, wound up the season last year in July here at Saratoga. But those numbers are pretty good. If we can get to those, but off of this layup, that's a question mark. And then Toga d'Oro in the third spot. This one hasn't been seen since mid-June, moves up the claiming ranks a little bit off a good second in that June start. So makes some sense, certainly. But again, the layoff for the 2, the little bit of a layoff for the 4. I don't think Freaky necessarily has to do a miracle or anything, just kind of has to match up what we've seen on the turf with the move over to the dirt at a big morning line price. So 4th race for me, 3-2, 4-1.
So we should be looking for a $12 payoff, not 26.
We'll see.
On to the 5th race. We have 3-year-olds and up maiden claimers in for $85,000 on the dirt going the mile.
7, 6, 1, and 4. I'm going to put Stream It on top. Hasn't been seen since April. That, of course, is the concern. But Linda Rice is okay off the layoffs. This is a horse that is a long-time loser, so to speak. 7 tries, hasn't gotten it done yet, but does make the very potent maiden special weight to maiden claiming move. Last couple of workouts are okay. So on the class move, I'll tilt in the direction of Stream It. Old time rock and roll in the second spot. Chad Brown training with only a couple of starts under the belt. Won last summer up here at Saratoga, and the second start of the career this summer at Saratoga with a much improved effort. Gained some added maturity, obviously, over the layoff, and off of that start last time is clearly very much in the mix here, and Disparate Impact in the third spot. Claimed last time by Linda Rice, claimed away from Chad and Klarovich. A good second place finish there. Moves a little bit up the claiming ranks, but I think is going to be a solid fit in with this group today. 7, 6, 1, and 4.
I think this is the 3rd race, Seth. We're in the mumbo jumbo, the trifecta together. I'm 7, 1, 6 in here, and I thought Stream It even off the April 10th, let's just call it freshening here, in for a tag for the first time, is a very dangerous Linda Rice play. I have Disparate Impact first off the claim for Linda Rice, and then for third, Old Time Rock and Roll off of it really off the layoff. This horse is a stick out, but I'm thinking there's going to be a little bit regression, and there will be a jockey switch here, and Jose can't take this mount unless the 5 scratches. So 7, 1, 6 for me.
Race number 6 this afternoon. We're looking at maiden specials. These are 2-year-old fillies going 8.5 on the grass.
I don't think we're going to see that mile race really, I don't know, for 15 more years. 8, 1, 6. The morning line, Peter Brandt, Chad Brown, Balaj. I'm just taking a shot at the first-time starter. But it's an offspring of Kingman, who is just one of the great international stallions on the turf, middle distance. This is probably a 5-2 on the morning line. There've probably been whispers in the morning for David to set that low of a price. But number 8, my top pick for second. Another first-time starter, Chad Summers, sends out Infuritai? I have no idea.
Infuriata, I would guess.
Infuriata, an offspring of Raging Bull, draws the hedge here. Remember, rails are up on both turf courses. And then Littleberry, Shortleaf Stable, who is the old Lob Lolly. Kept the silks mostly, but had years off, then kind of had a bump up, and then it's been quiet a little bit. And this is a runner for them. And it's 8, 1, 6 to me, and what I think is a wide open race.
Yeah, and the breeding, I agree. On the breeding, there are 3 or 4 that I left out that I could have easily put in the mix, but I'm 4, 8, 5, and 10. May, December, 15% with 2-year-old firsters from McKinsey, the sire. Dan produced a sibling called Adorable Miss, won 3 of the first 4, including the debut. Another one, Noble Beauty, won the debut. So I thought there was win early, top and bottom for the Bill Mott runner. I will put that one on top. Then Balayage in the second spot, the Chad Brown runner for Peter Brandt. Dan won her career debut. Kingman, again, nice sire as well, and potent connection. So that one makes sense. And then cut your losses in the third spot. Epicenter so far, 29 first-time starters, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. Not spectacular, but it's Chad and Klarovich. And up here at Saratoga, I kind of always have to put that combination in the mix with first-time starters. They always seem well met. So for me, in the 6th, 4, 8, 5, and 10.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the late pick 4.
The only thing better than watching the races is watching your own racehorse. With nearly 20 years experience in the racing industry, Bonaventure Stables' share-based ownership program enables everyday fans to become part owner of a thoroughbred for far less than you might think, with all the ownership perks at Saratoga, Belmont, Aqueduct, and other great tracks. Experience the thrill and lifestyle of owning your own thoroughbred racehorse. Learn more at bonaventurestables.com.
Capital OTB is now streaming live on Roku. The RTN Racing channel on Roku lets you watch OTB TV live through your Roku device or your Amazon Fire Stick, rather than being limited to computers and mobile devices, which means you can now watch OTB live wherever you are. Simply open Roku, scroll to find the RTN channel, then click on OTB TV. OTB TV on Roku. Try it now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Race number 7, 4-year-olds up. Claimer 16,000 on the main track, going 1 mile and an eighth.
7, 4, 6, and 5. The 9 also attracted my attention a little bit. Again, it's one of those I wouldn't talk you off of. A Palta on the outside, but again, 7, 4, 6, and 5. I put Glenn Airy on top. Again, IRAD name, but look for your scratches and changes there. Mike Maker trainee comes in on a class dip that. Again, it's one of those class drops where you're like, I don't know what to make of this exactly. But again, it's Jay Provenzano and Flying P, and he wants to win up here. So I think this one is going to be well met, and I think the class move is going to put this one in a very good spot this afternoon. Second, we'll go with number 4, Fever Night. Linda Rice trainee comes in off a couple of wins, most recently 2 back for 12-5, was a solid winner at Aqueduct. That was back in February, came back in April, and moved up the ladder to 20, was a little bit more of a close-up winner. But again, 2 for 2 over the last 2. But they were February and April. Now comes back, splitting the difference class-wise. Again, 2 back was 12-5. Last time it was 20. Now we're at 16. The question mark for me is going to be the fitness. Workouts are okay. I don't know whether they're tilting the direction one way or the other in particular, but I think they're okay. And again, Linda Rice is okay off the layoff. So we'll use that one. And then Pineapple Man in the third spot. Kind of clunked last time. That was the first start off a layoff. So these are the kind that for me are a little bit of not a little bit, they're an absolute handicapping puzzle because the back numbers are clearly good enough. But did this horse just come back and is clearly not the same? And now we move down the claiming ladder? Or did this horse need that race? The connections kind of feel like, hey, we know he needed that race. Now let's try a little bit lesser. But off of that race, nobody will jump in for this one. You know, is the chess game being played? I don't know. Put it in the third spot. We'll see what happens. I have it 7, 4, 6, and 5.
I put it on Pineapple Man, the 6 on top. 6, 1, 5. I think with the 7, 8, and 9, I'm going to get this price with Jose Ortiz. And I think
Off the last race, I think it will.
well, for me, that's just a red flare pen line. You know, for me, the slop is an isolated, compartmentalized type area. It was off the 11th month layoff. I'm thinking they might have been upset because they didn't get enough out of the race because, you know, you can just see where the horse just stopped after about 7.5 furlongs. So maybe they would have liked to get a little bit more foundation, but we're 8-1 on the morning line. And as I looked at this race, I know it's not in my mix, but the Mount Everest was Glen Airy in here because I think Pineapple Man is in position to run shoulder to shoulder with the 8 and the 9. I get a little bit better post position, a little bit better price. I get Jose Ortiz. I was willing to put Pineapple Man on top for a second. Inside, Hey Toby, first off the $16,000 claim. It has a 7 furlong sprint leading up to this. Draws inside, has good early speed. I like to think that Hey Toby will sit a favorable trip here. And for third, Sharp Spark, 6-1-5 in the 7th.
Race number 8 on Friday afternoon. Optional claimers, non-winners of 2 other than 7 furlongs is the trip.
5, 7, and 2 for me. Eliminate gets my top pick for Linda Rice. In the last effort on the second to last day, I believe, of the Big A, ran in this condition, but under the 2X, got the victory. Now Linda Rice comes back at the same level, but this time runs for the tag. For second, Bold Strength coming up from Churchill Downs, running at the 2X level for the first time after an impressive 4-5 victory going 7/8. And for third, Contrary Thinking. Millie Green's runner been very sharp of late, 5, 7, and 2.
Same 3, just in different order. I have it 7, 2, 5, and 3. I put Bold Strength on top for Brad Cox off the nice win last time down at Churchill. Had been in New York just before that and running well. So I think this horse is in good form. 5 exacta finishes and 6 starts. I'll put Bold Strength on top. Second spot, I'll go with Contrary Thinking. The Amelia Green runner comes in good form. Couple of second place finishes right up here at Saratoga this summer with solid numbers. And then Eliminate in the third spot off of a nice win last time down in New York, as you say, for the same condition, but now they move in for the tag off of that win. So also another very, very dangerous player. 7, 2, 5, and 3.
I think that's 4 of the first 8 that we were in the same trifecta box. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the late daily double.
For more than 4 generations, the Cerrone family have continued the 104-year tradition of delighting their local following and faithful summer crowd with the finest authentic Italian recipes. Classic Italian dishes made with the freshest ingredients served in a home-like setting. Some things have changed over the last 104 years, but not Pinnell's commitment to the finest Italian cuisine. Pinnell's Italian Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922, 284 Jefferson Street, just minutes from the track.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Whoops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv. RTN, a breed apart.
Sometimes it pays to go with the flow, to check your worries at the door, to reconnect with your crew, to follow the thrills and the flavor, to roll with it and see where it takes you, to enjoy every minute to its fullest, and to dance like there's no tomorrow. You can do that here at Rivers Casino and Resort Schenectady, where the good times flow.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things you can say, usually I get trackside about 8:15, and it was perfect. I think a lot of people would say brisk. but it's getting warmer because
yeah.
the brisk part is over. That part is over. It's now the summertime kicking into warming up. But I mean, it should. I don't want to. I don't want to overstate it. It's gorgeous out. It's a perfect summer day.
Yeah.
So if you have a couple times on a Friday afternoon, some time, no better place to spend it than at the track. The feature today, turf sprint for fillies and Merrow at the Smart and Fancy.
6, 9, 7, and 5 for me. I'll go with Miss Vivienne on top. Comes down from Woodbine off a really nice stakes performance, really nice stakes win, where she beat the boys in the Highlander. That was a big effort. And overall, this horse is very productive. 12 wins and 25 career starts. You win half. That's not quite half, but you win in the ballpark of half. You're a special racehorse, and she's done very well, certainly. I think coming down here is going to be productive for them. Pietro Moran comes down to ride as well. He's been the regular rider up north of the border. So Miss Vivienne on top for me. Second slot, we're going to go out to number 9, Zeitlos. I had Zeitlos on top in the Caress, and I thought it was a pretty good try last time behind Moving On Up with the move back to the turf. This is more of a dirt sprinter, but I thought the turf try last time was very good. So Zeitlos is again in the mix for me. And then Itzel in the third spot off a couple of good tries. Most recently had Dave Grenigan yesterday. He liked this one coming in from Kentucky. Tyler Gaffleone named to ride. Tyler had a weird situation yesterday where after the race they were coming back to unsaddle and his horse kind of reared the head back and hit him right in the head. And he was out flat on the track for a little bit and eventually got up and walked off. But it was a little bit scary there for a couple of minutes for Tyler, but he's on board. It's so in the 9th, the Smart and Fancy, 6, 9, 7, and 5.
I'm going to need a new jock. I'm 5, 4, 9. I've tried to figure out where they might go, and that would be interesting to see who they get for Capturing, who was very good at 7-1, winning by a nose on the July 10th, the second day of the meet for yours truly. Solid career turf sprinting. This is what they do. Won on debut going a mile, but really since then as a turf sprinter. Tri-Stakes Company for the first time. 4 second, right next door, La Amazana going out looking at the most recent effort in the Allowance Company with Junior Alvarado. They won down at Gulfstream Park. They get reunited with Junior now. This is a very, very I like the running style of this horse because in good internal fractions early, a quickness, turn time, athleticism, this horse has been able to stay right there in a very attractive 8-1. And then I have Zeitlos on the ab side coming out of the Caress with Jose, 5, 4, 9.
10th and final today, scheduled to go off about 6:15 this evening. It is a maiden claimer, 1.16 on the grass.
8-2-7 for me. Duty, first time in for a tag for Miguel Clement on the outside with good early speed. Hopefully we're able to clear a couple of the horses on the inside that show pedestrian speed early. So I think Duty, I'm on the outside for the George Steinbrenner's, the late George Steinbrenner's Kinsman stable. But I think I see an opportunity for Jamie Rodriguez to really sit an attractive trip versus on the outside and getting hung out to dry. Also, first time in for a tag, About Face. Brad Cox's runner, very sharp on the 1 turf start. And for third, number 7, 8-2-7 in today's finale.
I flipped yours top 2 around. I went 2, 8, 3, and 5. I put About Face on top just because you look at the record. That turf race was clearly the best race of the career. So not only do we get back to the grass, we drop in for the tag today. So I'll look at that one on top. And then Duty, with the early speed, maybe dangerous coming from the outside, may dictate things a little bit. We'll see how that works out. But certainly on the pace scenario, looks intriguing. And Melody Man in the third spot, likely a player as well, coming up from most recently down at Gulfstream on the racetrack, had been working at Churchill, however, before coming up here to Saratoga for Kent Sweezy. I think can be a player in with this group as well in the 10th and final 2, 8, 3, and 5.
It's funny for me about Duty's when you're watching races and I'm against the horse who has like Duty's position today, and I'm against the horse and I see like within 5 strides they're already in the 2 path. I'm like, well, there goes that negative. He's already out the window. And I suspect that today I'm on board with the horse who I think it's hard for me to imagine being not too wide on the first turn. And by two, I mean two, not TOO.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's hope it's not one of those, where it's the opposite. Now I get strung out wide when I don't foresee that. And the other times I do foresee, like usually a favorite, oh, they're going to get caught wide. You wake up and they're in the two path, right where they want to be. You're like, oh, there goes.
There's a lot of, handicapping, which is the pace and what,
Yes,
and then
position.
it all falls
trip
apart
racing.
when they come.
Yes, I mean, and that's,
So-
I always tell people, I go,
And you're right, post positions as well. You
Yeah.
think, oh, this isn't a good
Yeah.
one, and then they're 100 yards down, and how'd he get to the rail?
And I tell people, like, one of the things, and it's not about tough skin, it's about like realizing how the game is played. It's like we're in a game. Me particularly, I think other handicappers and everything, you're going to be wrong about 70% of the time. I'm going to be wrong about 80 or north of 80%. It's not going to. I could tell you probably on one hand through the entire meet the number of races that forget the resultant unfold the way I'm thinking it's going to unfold. And you just have to be used to. It's like the majority of the time, it's not going to go the way you think. They're animals, and, somebody wakes up on the right side of the bed or the wrong side of the bed. But it's like, you got to realize, me, a long time ago, 80% of the time, sure, out this, as Harvey used to say, just throw it out the window.
Coming up at 10 o'clock, Racing Across America. He's in the green room. Jose Santos Jr. has kind of revolutionized the job of jockey agent. We'll talk about his plethora of jockeys at racetracks really across the country and the great work he does there. John Piasek will join us, our friend from down in the Maryland. For a while he was down in Maryland. He's at Yonkers now, but we'll talk a little Maryland with John coming up. And then Enzo Torino from Therapeutic Courses of Saratoga. They have the community booth over there today, and tomorrow they have a farm tour as well. And they're regular on the morning farm tours also.
Very
so
nice.
we'll talk about their work also coming up a little bit later on. That's all just a few minutes. Racing Across America.
All right, he stays, I go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a fantastic Friday morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
This has been the Handicappers Report, brought to you by CapitalOTBBet.com, the premier online wagering site in New York State. CapitalOTBBet.com. Sign up today. And the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany. Make it to the Clubhouse Racebook.